coming to the Championships Wimbledon 2025, making its debut in Match Chat, an interactive AI assistant that can answer fans' questions during live single matches. The likelihood to win tool is also being enhanced, offering fans a projected win percentage that can change throughout each game. The solutions, which leverage match data and generative AI on what songs, are the latest in the All England Club and IBM's mission to provide tennis fans with innovative and unique ways to engage across the championship fortnight.
Welcome back. You know those sci-fi movies where computers can think for themselves? Well, guess what? We're living in the future right now. AI and machine learning aren't just fancy tech terms anymore. They are the invisible force transforming everything around us. For example, doctors using AI to spot diseases before symptoms even show up. Self-driving cars navigating cities, streets like pros, and financial systems that can now predict market trends faster than any human. Mind-blowing, right? Ready to have your mind expanded? Let's decode this digital revolution together.
Let's take you on a quick journey through the fascinating world of AI and machine learning. Buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. So what exactly is AI? Artificial intelligence, or AI, is essentially the brain power behind machines that can think, learn, and make decisions just like us humans. Cool, right? Now, machine learning is a subset of AI where machines get smarter over time through experience. Think of it like teaching a kid to ride a bike. They get better with practice. But how does this impact our world? Oh boy, in so many ways. AI is transforming everything from healthcare to transportation. Imagine doctors diagnosing diseases more accurately, or self-driving cars reducing traffic accidents. One of the coolest things? AI can analyze vast amounts of data in seconds, predicting trends and making our lives easier. Ever wondered how Netflix knows exactly what show you'll love next? Yep, that's AI at work. It's not just about convenience. AI is tackling some of the world's biggest challenges. From climate change predictions to finding new renewable energy sources, AI is a powerful tool for good. But like any technology, it comes with its own set of challenges. We need to navigate ethical issues and ensure these systems are used responsibly. It's a balancing act, but an exciting one. In short, AI and machine learning are revolutionizing our world, making it smarter, faster, and more connected. The future is here, and it's powered by AI.
Welcome back. There's a wealth of AI machine learning knowledge still to be uncovered on this episode. But first, let's dive into our gadget review. Under the spotlight is buzzworthy Hi Mirror, a smart mirror promising to analyze how well your skincare routine is working. Does it deliver on its promises? Time to investigate.
This is why you need Hi Mirror in your skincare routine. The Hi Mirror is not just any mirror. It's a high-tech gadget that analyzes your skin, checking for wrinkles, fine lines, dark spots, and more. Simply snap a photo, and Hi Mirror's smart tech gives you a personalized skincare routine. It's like having a dermatologist at home. Plus, it tracks your skin's progress over time so you can see real results. Worried about harsh lighting? Hi Mirror adjusts to different lighting conditions, ensuring your analysis is always accurate, and it's super easy to use, perfect for skincare newbies and pros alike. So, is Hi Mirror the future of skincare tech? Absolutely. Give your skin the love it deserves with Hi Mirror.
Now, let's dive deeper into the game-changing world of AI and machine learning. Ready to discover the engines behind these powerhouse technologies, their real-world impact, and how they are reshaping everything we know. Buckle up. Let's explore.
Let's embark on an exhilarating adventure into the world of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Although these terms get thrown around a lot, but what do they actually mean? Let's break it down. AI, or artificial intelligence, is basically machines mimicking human intelligence. Think of voice assistants like Siri or Alexander. They understand commands and respond accordingly. Cool, right? Now, machine learning is a subset of AI. It's like teaching computers to learn from data. Imagine you've got a ton of photos of cats and dogs. You feed these to a machine learning algorithm, and soon it can identify cats and dogs on its own. No explicit programming needed. So, why is this important? The benefits are huge. AI can automate mundane tasks, freeing up time for creative and strategic work. It can analyze vast amounts of data quickly, providing insights that would take humans forever. Think about healthcare. AI can help diagnose diseases faster and more accurately, or self-driving cars reducing accidents caused by human error. The possibilities are endless. But let's not ignore the implications. With great power comes great responsibility. There are ethical concerns like job displacement and privacy issues, and the potential for biased algorithms if the data fed into them isn't fair. It's crucial to continue the conversation about how we develop and regulate AI technologies. In conclusion, AI and machine learning are game changers. They hold immense potential but come with important considerations. So, stay informed and be part of the dialogue.
Now, let's get to know some intriguing did you know facts about AI and machine learning.
Did you know? The term artificial intelligence was coined by computer scientist John McCarthy in 1955. The first AI system capable of playing chess at a high level was developed by Alan Turing in the 1950s. Pretty impressive, right? Machine learning algorithms can learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Isn't that fascinating? Did you know that AI systems can now outperform humans in certain tasks, such as playing complex games like chess and Go? Deep learning, a subset of machine learning, has revolutionized fields like computer vision, natural language processing, and speech recognition. And AI is being used in healthcare to assist with disease diagnosis, drug discovery, and personalized treatment plans. Did you know that AI-powered chatbots are being used to provide customer service and support 24/7? AI is being used in autonomous vehicles to navigate roads, detect obstacles, and make real-time decisions. Pretty fascinating, right? Machine learning algorithms can be used to detect fraud, identify financial risks, and optimize investment strategies. Amazing, isn't it? AI can be used to enhance cybersecurity by detecting and preventing cyber threats in real time. Quite impressive, don't you think?
Coming up after the break, get ready for Upstarters and Techwise. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to Upstarters on Techny Fire, a platform dedicated to showcasing promising tech startups and innovators. Today, we are thrilled to feature three exceptional students from the University of Lagos, Nigeria. Together, they have developed a very vital solution called Vital Aid, an AI-powered emergency response platform that is poised to make a significant impact in our lives. That is, it is meant to save lives. The dedication and talent have already earned them 3 hackathon wins. After the break, we will meet Lydia, Ladipo, and Emmanuel. Stay with us. So how did you guys get to meet each other? Are you in the same faculty? Are you studying the same thing?
So we met on different terms. I met Ladipo at our Microsoft internship back in 2023, and he met Ladipo at a bootcamp also in 2023.
So tell us about this innovation of yours. What's it called and what is it meant to do?
So our innovation is called Vital Aid, and the purpose is to provide emergency response services to people in situations of emergency. The major reasons for our innovation is because we saw the pressing need to actually create the products, because people keep losing their life due to the fact that there's an inadequate emergency response currently in Nigeria. And so we decided to sit and ideate to bring about products that would actually help to mitigate the risk of the loss of lives during emergency situations, and also provide access to the necessary services that they will be able to use to get them to a place where they can actually get treatment and save their lives.
So I think Vita is going to be a very, very effective solution, because I even have an experience in my dormitory at Biobaku, University of Lagos. A dormmate of mine had an epileptic attack, and as Nigerians, we're not really aware of how to handle such situations. So we thank God for a certain roommates that knew how to handle such a case. If not, even I myself, I would not have known how to handle the situation. But for cases like that, Vital Aid will actually help people to get the first aid or the solution that they need to help mitigate their such a case, so that if the person does need actual medical assistance, the people around him will have been able to mitigate such, so that there won't be injury or loss of lives before he gets to the hospital. And for a country like us, where awareness isn't really, I won't really say that it's a lot, it would actually help to solve a lot of problems.
So my joy if Vital Aid is fully functional in Nigeria is the effort that has been put in place would definitely show, and the impact will be that people will not be losing their life as it was, because Vital Aid is a great solution for Nigeria.
What features are on this Vital Aid?
So we have 4 key features. One is for generating police reports in cases of criminal situations, so that by the time they get to the hospital and they might need to catch the criminal, the police reports will already be there, and no time will be wasted for anybody to be writing stuff down. Next is the main feature itself, the AI chatbot. So unlike regular LLMs like GPT or Gemini, our chatbot is pre-trained to be straight to the point. So there's no need for hello this, hello that. It's just straight, this is what's happening right now, what do I need, and you get what you want. Next is our system to recommend the best hospitals. So based on the user's current location and based on the symptoms that they're having, our system can recommend the best hospital in their locale. And lastly is a system to recommend, an emergency and transportation system. So the plan is to have government's backing, stuff like this, but for now we kind of want to have people kind of contribute to the project. So if there are people around who are using Vital Aid as well, they can offer their cars or offer themselves to help quickly get the victim to whichever nearest hospitals around. So those 4 key features are what's on Vital Aid right now.
So what level is that application of yours now? Where is it now? Has it been achieved?
Right now, for Vital Aid, we initially developed a web application, and then we realized the fact that there was a need for a better solution. And so we have gone back to the drawing board and have decided to actually build a mobile application that will help to facilitate or aid the process a lot better, because it will be integrated into the phone system and can be called on based off of voice call or sensor tapping, as opposed to people having to type in a domain language or having to type in a website link before they be able to get access to the product.
What brought the idea? What prompted you guys to come up with this solution?
Okay, so the reason why we came up with the solution is because we wanted to save lives. And when we built the web application at first, it was functional, but then we started to make a lot of research and ask questions, and we also started to test, and we realized the fact that whilst the functionalities were there, due to the fact that it is usually in states of emergency, people might not be, our target audience might not necessarily be stable enough to have to remember a website link or type it in. And so we discovered the fact that it would be necessary for us to recreate something that they don't necessarily need to remember so much to call on. They just need to, the way your Siri or your Alexa works, you just need to say the word and the solution is there for them right then and there.
Do you think the environment you found yourself, is it an enabling environment, a one that can shape your future, a one that can make you achieve what you think you need to achieve in your mind?
Not at all. Majorly because for the aspect of the product, which is Vital Aid, it has been significantly more difficult for us to access them because one, the database that we need for one of the features, which is hospitals, is not readily available and is not as accurate as we need it to be. And so that is a primary struggle. Also the fact that access to emergency transportation facilities is not very adequate. And so there needed to be a shift in our the people that we actually beckon on for these services to actually be actualized. And also, just the fact that there's so much rise in cost, it's more expensive to create the product than it's supposed to actually be. And it's also more expensive due to certain regulatory policies and the fact that it's very difficult to an extent to get in contact with government, to get the necessary government partnerships that we actually need, because we do need certain government partnerships for some aspects of the product. So we did our research and we realized the fact that it's going to actually be more difficult for us to gain access to it as opposed to if it was in other countries where it's easier access.
What do you think the future portends for young people like you tomorrow, the future of technology? What do you think?
Well, my dream for tech is to be limitless. Like, there is no limits, there is nothing holding us back. Like, we can do things, we can build stuff that helps the society, making impact and making everybody feel involved in what we are doing.
I genuinely hope that the government facilitates technology a lot more. You know, it's one thing to actually do programs, and that's great, but there's so much more that's actually needed in the tech space to encourage very young minds, to ensure that people who are in grassroots levels actually get information about tech, because there is still a margin in the reach that these programs, for the ones that are organized, there's still a margin in their reach. So because there's a margin in their reach, there's a lot of people who do not know about these things, and there's only a specific group of people that know. And so I genuinely hope that the government can do a lot more, and in fact, not just the government, but tech and private organizations can do a lot more to actually get the word across to those in grassroots level, and not just get the word across to them, but provide them with the necessary amenities and resources for them to actually do the proper learning that's needed and actually bridge that gap.
So, speaking for yourselves now, what do you want? Do you have a plea out there? Do you have a word out there? Do you have a message to someone? Okay,
so we have messages. The first message is that for every person out there who's struggling to find their path, personally, I genuinely truly understand how big of a struggle it might be. That for you to know that there is always a headway. I might not have necessarily found the headway that I want, but there's still a headway and there's still hope. And then I'm going to say that my team and I are actually open to sponsorships. We're open to partnerships, because we mentioned something about we needing to collaborate with the government to make certain features a reality. We are open to jobs as well for people who are looking forward to build tech products, because more than just what we are building, we're actually a team that is multifaceted. He's a front-end developer and he's a back-end developer. I'm a product designer and a project manager. So we are the full package in terms of building products that you actually need. We also have the necessary people for the spaces that need to be filled. So we are open to roles, job roles, internship roles, and also being hired by clients that want to build certain products for themselves. And we're open to mentorship as well.
Okay. Lydia, thank you very much for joining us on Upstarters. Emmanuel, thank you very much for joining us. Ladipo, thank you very much for joining us. May the future be bright for you guys. Really appreciate you coming on the program. So guys, that's our episode today on Upstarters on Techny Fire. So if you have innovations like these young ones, you could get to us on www.technyfire.net. So we'll be expecting your responses and contributions. Thank you very much. Upstarters is the spotlight for upcoming tech innovators like the trio. If you or someone you know has groundbreaking work, contact us via our website www.technifire.net or Dakmo Aruajoy@technifire.net and our other social media handles. We are eager to amplify visionaries driving progress in the industry. Now, it's time to unlock tech wisdom on Techwise. Hey, social media fans, I hope you're having fun. But do you know that those selfies and voice notes could be weapons for hackers? They are not just stealing passwords nowadays, they are stealing your identity. Your identity can be cloned with alarming accuracy. The nightmare is real. Imagine this. With just a few of your posts, cyber criminals can create a digital twin so convincing that even your friends won't notice. Using deepfake technology and voice synthesis, they can access your account and ruin your reputation. Think your selfie is harmless? Think again. Every post is a piece of you. Predators harvest 3D facial maps from selfies, voice patterns from recordings, biometric data for security breaches, personal details for impersonation. You need to stay safe, and you have to audit what you share, lock down privacy settings, disable facial recognition, treat voice recordings as confidential, purge old content with biometric data. Your identity is vulnerable. Once stolen, it may be impossible to reclaim. The attack is already here. Stay vigilant, stay protected. Techwise. Time does fly, doesn't it? We are nearing the end of this edition of Techny Fire. But before we wrap up, let's pause to consider your feedback on our previous question. Your insights are invaluable and would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all for all the feedback. Also, don't forget to share your thoughts on today's question. Which AI applications do you find most useful or impressive in your daily life? We would love to hear more from you. Connect with us via www.technifire.net to share your insights. In this episode, we've explored the incredible potential of AI and machine learning, along with the benefits and risks they pose. I hope you enjoyed this journey with the future of technology. Guys, this is where we'll power down for now. Until next time, I am Dakmo Aruajoy. Stay safe as you keep your circuits tuned to Techny Fire.
Cannot hold a man up to a promise he made while he was naked.
In your world, where you're from, surely I would.
Only a coward awakens the love of a woman, sits back and does absolutely nothing about it.
Do you have the eye of a Legbara?
Where is that eye of issue?
Do you know what Ujo Legbara is? Oh, well,
I am going to die here. This place that nobody knows called Iluari.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
Do you love the taste of fried food, but you know it's packed with extra calories and unhealthy fats? Spending hours in the kitchen only to end up with burnt or undercooked meals? Feeling frustrated and greasy? Introducing the Cook X 10-in-1 Air Fryer Oven. A powerful 12-liter oven that provides 75% more cooking space than the traditional air fryers. Stay tuned to learn about the amazing free bonus items included with the Cook X Air Fryer Oven. Say goodbye to greasy, unhealthy food and hello to nutritious, delicious meals. The Cook X Air Fryer Oven is a 12-liter powerhouse that can fit a whole chicken and feed the entire family. Using hot air circulation, it cooks food to crispy perfection with up to 80% less fat than traditional fryers, requiring little to no oil. Fry food using superheated air, giving you that irresistible crispy texture without the excess fat and calories. The Cook X Air Fryer Oven replaces a deep fryer, a rotisserie oven, a dehydrator, a conventional oven, a toaster oven, a pizza grill, a microwave. It's a chef-quality, all-in-one kitchen machine, featuring a state-of-art touchscreen with 10 preset functions.
I am happy, my husband is happy, and of course I have a happy home. From my grilling on check, to my frying on check, to my baking on check.
This Cook X Air Fryer Oven is the bomb. It is super fast, small time, everything all set.
The Cook X Air Fryer Oven is now available exclusively on ShopX TV. For a limited time, we're offering an exclusive flash sale with up to 40% off. Call now and get the Cook X Air Fryer Oven 179,950,000 Naira only. The Cook X Air Fryer Oven comes with a drip tray and a grill tray. But wait, there's more. Order now and receive 4 free bonus items valued at 150,000 Naira. Bonus 1. Extra large rotating stainless mesh basket, stainless steel rotisserie fork, stainless steel food handle, premium knife set for all your cutting and slicing needs. Absolutely free. Call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code to order the Cook X Air Fryer Oven. We'll also deliver the Cook X Air Fryer Oven to your door for free. But hurry up! This exclusive ShopX TV offer is available for a limited time only.
The proceeding is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
Welcome to Ekogusi, Ekiti, the land of warm and cold springs.
Ekogusi Ekiti ni mo bire yi o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tá bí níbẹ̀ ẹ mọ ṣàfira. Ẹ jẹ́ àwájọ délé àwọn bàbá ẹ̀yin. Ekogusi olómi méjì ìtakọ́sáwó. Olómi lílọ́wọ́ rábí òrìrù yálẹ̀ ẹ̀ta. Olómi títù nìbìbì bá àmúrẹ̀ fún ìsàlẹ̀ àmù.
Ekogusi Ekiti is one of more than 100 communities in the 16 local government areas of Ekiti State, Nigeria. But what set this town apart is not just its scenic beauty. It is the rare gift of nature that lies here, the Ekogusi warm springs. To understand the true essence of this town and its extraordinary springs, I met with the Oshomo of Ekogusi Ekiti, Chief Gabriel Ashaolu, a traditional title holder in the community.
We used to go to there and with our soap and go and bath very early in the morning. You start knowing the importance of this front swing from that place. Some people will dam the water. You know, it's not a very big water. Some people will dam it, put some stones and block the water so that it forms a sort of a natural pool. Just around that place, 2 or 3 meters down there, another people will dam it and they will be taking their bath. Why? 2 or 3 meters again, another people will dam it and be taking their bath. That water that is rough when they are bathing will not get to the second pool, natural pool, the improvised pool. It will not get to them. Neither will it get to the third one. That shows that that water has some high level of health, what is it, advantage.
On the streets of Ekogusi, Ekiti, indigents carry with them stories and memories of the warm spring, a natural marvel that has drawn visitors from all corners of the world. On the outskirts of the town lies the source of the Ekogusi warm springs, and that's where the journey of discovery leads. Deep within the lush landscape of Ekiti State, southwestern Nigeria, lies a natural wonder that has intrigued scientists, enchanted tourists, and inspired generations. Ekogusi Warm Spring, a place where warm and cold waters flow side by side. Let's take you into this place where nature whispers stories of harmony. In a world filled with noise and haste, Ekogusi offers a pause, a sacred meeting point between myth and reality. Noticeably, the air is fresh and cool, with the scent of green on a tree-lined road where nature seems to embrace one at every step. Fluttering butterflies and the healthy perfume of wet leaves made it feel like moving through nature's cathedral. Rows of exotic fruit-bearing trees are an attraction for their eyes. I met with the custodian of Ekogusi Warm Springs history, High Chief Ayo Ademilua, who took me through the legacy and mystery surrounding these springs. As I walk through this walkboard, you can see they are also made of woods, environmental friendly. At the heart of this place, we arrived at the meeting point of the warm and cold springs. The legends of our father, a son, and two wives, each transformed into these springs, symbolizing their unique temperaments, came alive. Tell me the story of this place, because I see the water flowing through at this time, and the sound it's also giving is really refreshing.
Yes. Well, when we talk of stories about Ekogusi Warm Spring, like my late father used to say, if you don't know where to start, you start from the beginning. Ekogusi, in those days, used to be villages, 9 villages, during the intertribal wars. So, along the line, because war ravaged this area, the 9 villages decided to come together and form a formidable army. You know, like they decided to become a single town. So, when they came together, there was a particular man. His name was Ogungun. Ogungun was a hunter. He was the one on a hunting expedition on one afternoon around this hub, around this area. So he probably heard the rush and gush of water, and he was thirsty in the hub. You know, you can imagine a hunter in the jungle. And when he heard the rush of water, he wanted to have a drink. But when he touched the water, he discovered it was warm. No, the gods must be crazy. How can a flowing stream? All streams are supposed to be cold and refreshing, you know. So when he stepped into it, and he was shocked. He was trying to escape. It happened probably down here. And when he was trying to escape, he stepped into another one that was cold. He said, no, the gods are really crazy. They are angry. The gods are angry with us. So he rushed down to town. And they consulted the Gugu of those days, which is Ifa. And it was Ifa that actually told them the story about how the waters came to be.
Rather than simply hearing about it, I chose to experience this natural wonder firsthand. High Chief Ademilua guided me from the base of the slopey terrain to the source of the warm spring, a rocky, secluded spot surrounded by barriers to prevent unwanted interference.
Just walking, you are safe.
I'm safe?
Yes.
This is warm already?
Yes.
I can confirm that to you, that this is warm.
Keep walking.
It is warm.
Just keep walking.
It is warm. I can confirm that to you. It is cold. It is getting cold here. It is getting cold here. Wow, the coldness is...
And I mentioned it, that the spontaneous reaction is always wow at that point.
So I'm now in the
cold section.
At the cold
And you notice one thing, when you step into this one, it remained very clear. And this one became cloudy. And despite the fact that they are flowing on the same land.
The spring's soft gurgle weaves through rocks, leaving behind a rhythm that matches its flow. Ekogusi Warm Spring Resort has become a haven for tourists, drawn not just by the mystery of the warm and cold springs, but by the serenity that wraps the area. Visitors come from far and wide, eager to witness this phenomenon.
Yeah, I was there 10 years ago. I think that was during Governor Fayoshe's era. I think he tried his best too, but it wasn't unlike this standard we have now. I think the present government have upped the game of this place, which is very good for Ekiti.
My right leg is in a cold water and my left leg is in a warm water. I can feel the difference in the temperature when I do this. So it's a beautiful experience to see where two temperatures come together.
Oh God. Nice. This is something else. This I am hot, this I am cold. This is one of the very few places that I have seen in Nigeria. It's beautiful and it will boost the tourism like anything. We want to go from some place to a tourism-based economy. We can do it. This is a perfect start.
Upon arrival and clearance at the reception, tourists are greeted by guides like Aina Adeyeye, who have been sharing the story of Ekogusi's wonders for years.
The springs are not just two. They are 4 in number. For the cold water, there are 2. One is colder than the other. For the warm water, there are also 2. One is warmer than the other. And that is why we always see the water, or we always feel the water in 3 meeting points, or from 3 meeting points. We have the final meeting points of the cold and the warm water. And that is always the first meeting point, where you have direct contact with the warm water and the cold water. And at that final meeting point, which happens to be the first meeting point of the cold and the warm water, the water are meeting without mixing together. The sources of the cold and colder water are in the faraway forest. They are springs. They are underground water that is forcing itself through cracks and channels of rocks. And they are both cold from different sources. And they met at a point.
Visitors walk along the path, passing the meeting point where the cold and cold springs merge, and then to where the warm and warm springs converge. The air is filled with laughter and excitement as tourists explore these unique natural wonders.
This is my first time here, and I really enjoy myself. My money did not go wasted because I did not expect it to be like this, beautiful and standard.
For others, it's a chance to be still, to breathe, to remember that nature still has secrets left to share. Temitope Onokoya is one of such people. She takes in the tranquil ambience of the springs for spiritual awakening.
A friend of mine posted a picture on her status, and I think she was standing right there, right? And I asked her, where is this place? It looks very serene and beautiful. And she goes, oh, she came to Ekogusi. She went for an event somewhere close by, and they stopped by to, as tourists. I'm like, okay, cool. I could actually come here, come to this place. I didn't know that this is what I was going to see. I'm from Ekiti. This is my first time in Ekiti. I've been telling my dad, Muwa Mole now. You've never brought us to Ekiti. I want to see. So for me, it was a dual experience of my legs are going to step the ground that I came from, and I'll have the opportunity to experience nature, onboarding, connect with God, and find my center once again.
What is striking here is the diversity of those who visit, young and old, locals and tourists from beyond Nigeria's borders, all united by the allure of this destination. And just when you think the spring is the climax, Ekogusi whispers again. Aside from the springs, Ekogusi is home to ancient mangrove trees, some more than 300 years old, and a natural cave within one of the trees that offers a unique view of the sky above.
One of the amazing sights that you'll find right here at Ekogusi Warm Spring is this tree from which I'm speaking from, the base. It is called the Peregu Etiodo in local parlance, and it translates to a mangrove tree that is a symbol of life. And according to what we understand, this tree has been planted for many years, standing right here, despite looking as though it would fall any moment from now. So the Peregu tree is about 7 of its kind right here, and when you look around this vicinity, it is a sight to behold. A tree looking dry at the base, but blossoming at the top.
In another rare natural phenomenon, as the warm and cold springs converge, also at their union is an extraordinary sight, perhaps shaped by the mystery of the waters below. A palm tree and another species growing side by side, their roots entwined, sharing one foundation. These natural wonders provide a reminder of how nature creates its own masterpieces and sometimes hidden. Many of the tourists could not but ensure that the memories of the visit here to the Ekogusi Warm Springs is kept for a lifetime, as they turned into photographers capturing every moment of the tour. Tourists like Nigeria's former presidential photographer Bayo Omoboriowo understand the importance of preserving and showcasing Ekogusi to the world.
And everybody spotlights where the water, the hot and the cold water meets, and I think that's the highlights of everybody coming to Ekogusi. But the sheer peace of mind that comes to you when you come into this space is not something to be taken for granted. I just came into the country just a few days ago, so I've traveled. Talk about the tourist sites anywhere in the world. I've been to museums, I've been to galleries. I studied arts and cultural management, so I understand what it means for culture, for art, for creativity to meet together. But here is peace. Here is nature at its finest. This is not doctored or automated process. This is real, sheer nature adorning us with its beauty, and for us to embrace it. I've been here for some nights, and I can see that the world needs to come to Ekogusi, and the world needs to come to Ekiti. And Ekogusi is just one of the many, many opportunities that the state carries.
While many bask in the euphoria of feeling nature at its best, the sight and experience for some tourists is a reminder to appreciate the Almighty God. Since the discovery of Ekogusi Warm Spring and its popularization by Baptist missionary Reverend John S. McGee around 1952, the Ekogusi Warm Spring site has witnessed several developments and transformations, first serving as a camp and eventually transforming into a destination for tourists. The different administrations at the helms of affairs in Ekiti State have tried to tap into the tourism potential of this location to stimulate economic growth. Many of the efforts, according to former Special Advisor on Tourism to former Governor of the state, Shaguni, Moses Jolayemi, failed to bring the desired result. On his return to the Ekogusi Warm Spring Resort after a period of 10 years, he commended the noticeable transformation that now makes the location a tourist haven.
I think before we got to office, this place was certainly not anything that anybody can relate with. And I think it's a function of appreciation of what tourism is all about. The governor, I think Governor Fayemi was here. Yeah, I mean, he was governor. He did a whole lot of things, gave the place a facelift, okay? Maybe because of his own education and understanding and appreciation of, you know, tourism as a cash cow. He did what he could. Well, he left. Another governor came and put a light to everything he had done. Like, everything reverted to zero, you know, within the period of the governor that followed him. Bao came in, Governor Biodun Abayomi came in, and he has made it happen. For me, it's something almost unimaginable, you know, because the last time I visited here was 10 years ago, you know, just to see what was going on. And now today, it's like moving from dream to reality, that what's going on, you know. So for me, it's a very pleasant experience, coming with my family. And the reason I never came with my family all this while was because I wasn't sure what I was coming to meet here. But now I had enough information that this place is worth, you know, returning to is worth the trouble.
At the core of this transformation is a deliberate attempt by the Oyebanji administration to harness this potential for sustainable development.
When Obasanjo was the first military, first head of state as a military government, he gave all the, he was leaving, he now gave all the states £1 million and £1 million naira to develop tourism sites in their state. It's only the old Ondo state that developed this place. And that's where we have the Lions, we have all those people, we have the Federal, Charlotte and Co. That's where you have them all here. So after that, this place was in shambles until the tenure of the former governor, Fayemi, you know, as a cosmopolitan person who traveled all over the world, he just enjoyed the best of the world. He believed that this place must be touched up. And it was touched up like an Eldorado, touched up like heaven. And after that, another government came and it swallowed up the place. But now, it is now the effort of the present governor, His Excellency, Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, who now concession this place out. And that's why you are seeing the beauty of this place now.
While the federal government is targeting and nursing the potential of the tourism sector as a key contributor to Nigeria's $1 trillion economy aspirations, enough data-driven evidence on the tourism journey and potential still crave discovery, one which Ekiti State hopes to explore.
It is a simple fact that the more people come to a place, the more they spend money. And what is tourism? Tourism is an activity you involve with that is not permanent. Even for us to be in life, it's tourism. Being in this atmosphere is tourism. But the most important thing is that you lure more people. As the more people visit a state, the more, as a tourist, not permanent work, the more money it generates. The money doesn't go to the government directly. Let me tell you, the money doesn't go to the government directly. It goes to the pocket of the people. Let me give an instance. Few weeks ago, a golf tournament was held in this state, a golf tournament. And 280 golfers converged on Ado Ekiti for 3 days. 280, and you know when golfers move, it's money that moves. You understand? When golfers move, money moves. So what I'm saying that 280 golfers for 3 days, we engage in statistics. We find out that the research shows that the least of them spent 120,000 naira for 3 days. My brother, 120,000 naira times 280 golfers in a day times 3 days is 100 million naira.
400 million naira was injected into the economy of Ekiti. That is it.
This deliberate attempt by Ekiti State government birthed the public-private partnership arrangement with Glossian Hospitality, a subsidiary of Cavistal Holdings. Now, Ekogusi Warm Spring Resort and Conference Center is basking in a new revival, one that is raising the bar of hospitality with international standards. Ekogusi Warm Spring Resort Center is now divided into 3 sections, with Camp A of the resort map housing a police station, an administrative block, laundry and generator house. Camp B of the resort has a restaurant that provides local and international dishes, lodging sections which have standard rooms, executive rooms and superior rooms, an amphitheater, a hall among others. The Camp C arena has a gym, a spa, a thermal swimming pool and staff quarters. The presidential villa, an exquisite lodging suite arena within the resort, encapsulates the mantra, a sanctuary away from home.
So MICE is meeting, incentive, conferences and events. So we are selling this place out as destination for that. So you can come for corporate organizations, there are quarterly retreats, annual retreats, events, wedding destination. This is also a good point for that.
The forest park within the resort is another blend of nature as trees dot the landscape, which has a treehouse bar. The drivers at the heart of maintaining the standards are the staff who are carefully recruited and trained to ensure customer satisfaction. To preserve the park's fresh natural atmosphere, only electric smokeless golf carts are used for daily operations and guest transportation. I hop on a ride with Bolu Atife, a staff member who gave me a taste of their royal-style limo experience. As the day fades and the night descended on Ekogusi Warm Spring Resort, another beauty unfolded. The warmth of a bonfire gathers tourists in a night of laughter and comradeship, providing a moment for networking and bonding. The breaking of dawn and the clarity it brought forth again light Ekogusi up as not just a destination but an experience. From its mythical springs to its rich cultural stories, Ekogusi Ekiti is truly a sanctuary away from the chaos of everyday life, inviting everyone to pause, reflect, and immerse themselves in nature's embrace. As tourism continues to grow, Ekogusi remains a testimony to Nigeria's hidden wonders, waiting for the world to discover its treasures.
Ní nǹkan ó ṣe tí ò bá ṣe kò sí ìtẹ́ni kankan lè fi wá ṣe. Bàbá lẹ́gùn bàbá wa ó jò tí ò jó mọ́ kò jó mọ́ náà.
Adéyìnfẹ́. Ṣé ìwọ ló ṣe?
Ṣé kí ni?
Kógun já àwọn èèyàn mi. Sọ ọdọ́gbọ́n fún mi ni.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Ogun State, the gateway to Nigeria, is setting the pace with groundbreaking infrastructure projects and innovative social programs for economic development. Join us every week for Gateway Diary, where we spotlight the incredible initiatives and achievements of Ogun State government under the leadership of Governor Dapo Abiodun. Discover how Prince Dapo Abiodun and his team are empowering communities, fostering economic growth, and enhancing the quality of life for the good people of Ogun State. With exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and real-time stories from the people, Gateway Diary offers authentic and inspiring insight into the progress and prosperity of Ogun State. Gateway Diary, showing
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
The life of most successful artists that I know is a dedicated but simple life. Now, art takes a lot of energy to create. Welcome to another exciting ride on the Art Express. I am Tolokwe Bamidi. Today on the gallery, we bring to you an exclusive art exhibition that took place at the British High Commission, Lagos, hosted by the MD Sterling Bank and the British High Commissioner. Now, this exhibition was curated as a celebration of artistic expression, culture, and creativity, bringing together art lovers, collectors, cultural stakeholders, and government representatives. Let's go there.
So today we're launching our arts project. We call it Sterling Arts Project. In Sterling, our focus is
tourism and the creative art business. We call it the art sector, and our focus sector are the health, education, renewable energy, transportation, and now tourism and the creative business. And why this project? We feel that Nigerians are well endowed and extremely very creative, and we feel we need to create an opportunity for them to scale their business. It is beyond you just being creative, but what is the economic value of what you've produced? So the essence is to help the artists scale their business and create an economical value for their works.
Fantastic, really, because this is what I do for a living, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. We under Reports Nigeria. Aside from that, I'm working on a new book. I won't give out the title, but it's a 1,000-page book on Nigeria. And looking back at all those images, I was just telling myself, something is wrong somewhere, you know. And the easiest way to know about all these things is for you to interview any foreigner that you come across in Nigeria and ask them about the views on Nigeria, and they will give an honest opinion. You can just, you don't have to put your television channel on the microphone. Just do a reportage on anything, and you will hear their comment about it.
We've always been trying to build bridges between different aspects of the economy. Specifically, we're trying to build a bridge between the creative industry and the work that they do and the real economy and the people that will patronize them. We realize that it doesn't have to be when you go to a gallery that you'll experience art. So we wanted to bring art into everyday spaces, but at the same time create a platform where the artists can sell their work for fair value. And we thought to ourselves, what community should we really target? And we felt the community that comes to Cafe One, these are young people who have just started their career, who are probably just experiencing art for the first time, but will end up becoming great collectors in the future. So we want to bring art into their space.
I think it's a good one. I mean, that's why I came out, and I think there is need to invest in African creative, the creative industry, and make sure that they thrive. So seeing that Sterling Bank is taking this initiative to make sure that they commission the artists, meaning that the artists are getting paid for their work, and the fact that they're also exhibiting them and showcasing them in different branches, I think is something very encouraging. And when they invited me to come, I said, yes, I would love to come, because I mean, if you could see the artwork exploded in different sector of the industry, of the economy. So it's good to see things like this. So I'm here to support them as well. Yeah, I think people are beginning to, and I think there's an awakening that is happening. People are beginning to love everything about themselves as African. Your hair, your fashion, your film, your music, your arts. So I think that that is happening, and more education, of course, especially when it comes to appreciation of the arts, it needs to happen more so that people get to appreciate these things very much. So yes, but I mean, this is a step in the right direction.
I want to first thank the organizer for making it possible for these artists to showcase their talent. So this is a great achievement, and for Nigeria and for Lagos State, because art is life and life is art.
The UK is extremely proud of our relationship with Nigeria and extremely proud of the relationship that we have between the British and the Nigerian people. And if you look around at the art on the walls here, many of it is produced by people who have both British and Nigerian links. So for a start, we want to celebrate that, but we're also very clear that the creative sector is a very, very important part of the economy. And in the UK, the creatives now employs many, many people and generates a large amount of money for the UK economy. And we're really clear that the same can happen in Nigeria, and it's important for us to be able to support that because we want to see the Nigerian economy grow, and we know that we from the UK have a lot to offer to help that growth.
It has been beautiful. It has been beautiful. I'm very happy to be here today. I mean, meeting so many new people and also some friends that I've had a chance to see and meet this year. I think the UK, in collaboration with the bank and others, are doing something that is unique, that it is beautiful because it creates a platform and the space for many conversations around how can we maximize and how can we create further synergies with Nigeria's creative industries.
Timeless Voice, a very wonderful initiative close to our heart, and we thought it was very important to bring art close to the populace, basically, and that's pretty much the major reason why we're doing this project, and I'm super happy that it's here, and then we can't wait for you all to see the beauty and the splendor.
I love to paint figurative art, and I'm a music lover, so I infuse my mentality of music into my art. So, like, this is one of my arts, titled Soulful Blues, and this is the series 3. So, and it is talking about a musician, about music being a universal language.
My work is deeply rooted in women emotion, domestic violence, and women abuse in our society. One of my pieces here I titled A State of Mind, how women face depression, excessive labor, women abuse. So I'm using my heart as a weapon to fight domestic violence, both physical, emotional, and spiritual. When I was at the age of 4 years, I witnessed domestic violence between my mom and dad, and that pain stayed with me and inspired my painting. So art to me is a space where silence speaks.
Very nice, promoting Nigerian artists and exposing them more. It's a very lovely one. I've met some very lovely art again today, and very interesting. Nice. It keeps growing every day. It just keeps getting better. So over the years, it's been awesome. It's been nice. Even with challenges, we're still trying to break grounds.
I think Sterling Bank has done such an amazing job trying to get artists, especially young artists, to get them a home. You know, a place where they can express their thoughts and have a platform to show it to the world. And I think this is an evidence of the hard work they've done, and I think it's important for us to give them the opportunity for people to see it, embrace it, love it, and share with the world. So I love the fact that the information about each of the artwork is here. You can read about it, you can get to understand the stories behind the artwork we see here. So it's really, really inspiring. And I think this is something Africa should be so proud of, that nobody else can really compete with.
Welcome back. You're still watching The Art Express on TVC. Now, coming up next is called Secret Place, a solo exhibition by Christopher Samuel Idowu, rooted in his personal reflection and collective memory. This exhibition explores Idowu's experimental connection to the divine. Let's take a look.
So this solo exhibition is titled The Secret Place, which is from a personal point of view and a communal point of view, where I document two different approaches: drawing, painting, mixed media, installation and sound. My personal experience and relationship with God, and also how that experience influences how I see the people around me, basically. And that is what this exhibition is about. Is exhibition that is just beyond myself, is beyond interaction I've had with people, and how that ripple effect as art, lines upon line, precept upon precept, what I am doing now. So this is not just my own exhibition, it fits God's exhibition and also the people that I've been able to connect with exhibition. Yeah, I have that one called the Fellowship. So it talks about how I first have relationship with God, and how that relationship is what influences how I see other people, And until that happens, I don't have real life, I don't have life, And these two pieces talks about that. It's first that relationship brings life, and that is what make it very personal to me. Every of the works in the room carry a personal memory, and also that of the people around me, to the end that the residues and yet growing residues of the life of Christ inside of me is revealed, to the people that come to see the show. It's not just an exhibition, it's a place of communion being put out to the people to see.
Ido's multidisciplinary practice encompassing painting, drawing, mixed media, sound and installation reflect on themes of memory, transience and transformation. His works capture moments that feel both earthly and ethereal, rendered in a palette that suggests natural earth tones, faded walls or weathered patina. These muted tones are punctured with subtle highlights such as gold leaf or soft washes that create a quiet sense of illumination. Working across materials including acrylic, Conte crayon, charcoal, pastel, spray paint and silk screen painting, Ido often combines several media within a single work. The Secret Place becomes both sanctuary and testimony, a sacred place where the interior life meets the external world.
So this is an exhibition by an artist named Christopher Samuel Idowu, and the exhibition is titled The Secret Place. And so this includes paintings, drawings, he incorporates silkscreen printing, and then he's also experimenting with installation, sculpture, and sound art. And so he is looking at his relationship with the divine, his relationship with God, and how it changes the way he thinks about the world, the way that we think about the passing of time and sort of the transience of humanity. So his work has an aged quality to it. All of this work was made over the last year, but his aesthetic is looking at sort of aged photographs, maybe documents that would have patina or wear to them, or walls that might sort of be weathered with time. And so I think when you look at his work, you get that sense of time passing, of looking at memory, and looking at sort of how fleeting our moments are.
My name is Julie McKay, and I work at the U.S. Consulate General here in Lagos. This is an amazing exhibition. It's called The Secret Place. It's very contemplative, it's very calming, and clearly the artist has a great deal of talent. So I find Nigerian culture and the art here really dynamic. I think Nigerian art is incredibly creative and innovative. Even in this exhibition, you have screen print, you have drawing, you have painting, and you even have sculpture. So I think I'm just really inspired by all the creativity.
I think his work is quite amazing because it actually resonates deeply with me because I'm a man of faith, and I thank God for the opportunity for my brother Christopher to be able to show this work. And I think it takes great courage to be able to talk about what you actually believe in and in the divine. And that courage can only come from God. So it's quite interesting to see my friend express his faith so boldly, through his work, and which I think is also not conventional amongst Nigerian artists. So I think that it's a great opportunity, even for God to move in the hearts of men as they experience this work. Yeah, so something about the color is actually quite striking because it kind of explores memory, because it gives a feeling of, when you look at old photographs, yeah, sometimes it has this brown and grayish feel. So it's like looking to the past to see what the future can be. Looking at memory to experience what the future that God has for us. And I think that's amazing.
Finally on the show, let's quickly take a trip down to the Third Pyramid Arts Center, where we'll be seeing an exhibition titled Beyond Words and Time, which is a solo art exhibition exploring themes of identity, time, and the pressure on women, using a surrealist visual language to convey emotion and experiences that are difficult to articulate. Now, this exhibition was directed by Omashola and curated by Jekami Adetiloye. Let's go there.
I'm the artist behind these beautiful artworks around me. The title of my solo exhibition is Beyond Words and Time. This body of work talks about the trend of age shaming and also the stigma surrounding the biological clock. It exposes societal pressures that women in Nigeria and Africa at large face within rigid timelines. My works also investigates how the modern day Nigerian woman navigates through these societal expectations and also leaves room for new narratives, ones that are rooted in freedom, self-worth and confidence.
Beyond Words and Time is a visual anthology of the experiences, emotions, and inner lives of the girl, the lady, and the women around us. Each of the 16 works speaks to something intimate yet universal, carefully rendered to provoke reflection, empathy, and connection.
The title of this exhibition is Beyond Words and Time, and it is basically touching on, focusing on women, societal pressure on women, the expectation on women. In our society in Nigeria, as an African society, there's a lot of expectations from women. People almost do not want to accept that women are human beings, they are not just superhuman beings. So there's a lot of subjugation, there's a lot of oppression, there's a lot of condemnation. When a man, for example, has a disability, it is not engaged the same way a woman is engaged. We talk about the issue of being barren. There's a particular age the woman has to marry and all of those things. So the artist is using art to tackle all of this issue while also letting women know that regardless of the pressure that they have from society or the expectations, they should be free. They should be free and enjoy themselves because they are enough. So that's what we are trying to communicate through this exhibition, which is featuring 16 artworks. What we want our guests to take away from here, most especially men, because I know when we say that the exhibition is about women, men tend to feel like, oh, are we also not like important, or are we not included in the conversation? But the reason for this exhibition is actually for men to understand that women are not inferior, to understand that women are not meant to be in the shadow, and to understand that African women have so much to offer. I mean, Yaknoenda is a female, and she has broken so many records for next of kin. So we want men to, if they are not taking anything away, just take away the fact that our women can do very well on their own, and we have to treat them as equals. And also for women, that they are enough, they don't need anybody's opinion or decision to live their life.
The artist Yakno Jessica, and I think she's very talented. And of course, as you can see for most of them, they are women-centered. And that one is not hard to see. So if you take a look at a lot of them, they cover women from different age levels, different backgrounds, different ethnicity, different religion. So it portrays like the female challenge in this type of patriarchal world that we are in now. Like if you take a look at most of the paintings, a lot of them have something in common, something about time. Most of these women, there are a lot of things that go on that people say a lot about women. Here, time is going, Yoruba will say, love foko, go and marry. Time is going. Even when you marry, they're also checking time for you. Will you not have baby? All those kind of things. So, there are a lot of things that have to do with time and women. And this work by Jessica portrays a lot about them. We're always talking about time. You don't have time. Time is running out. So it says a lot about women. All the things they used to say in the bedroom, this painting just brings it out to the fore. The only way to go from here now is up, and I hope that there can also be more artists that use their art, use their creativity, use their talent to always bring these kind of conversations to the fore. Not everything has to be said in the secret room. If it's about women, we can also use our work, our creativity at different levels to also always talk about them.
Wow, wow, wow. It's time for me to say my goodbyes. But before then, remember that creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes, while art is knowing which ones to keep. So keep creating, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
In a world where news never sleeps, we're taking a giant leap into the future. We at TVC Communications are proud to introduce a new era in news broadcasting. But first, let me introduce my special friend, Olamide AI. Hi, Olamide Human. Is it time to come out yet? Yes, indeed it is. And you can bring your friends along. Meet our new AI anchors, speaking your language and sharing your stories. From English, good day. These are the news headlines, to Pidgin.
Better country people, on a good evening.
Yoruba, Ekaro, Ekodede Asikoyi, Shedadalabayi, Igbo,
Bewo, Auto Innovation, Ahambu Obada Samson Ejiro,
and Hausa.
Mutane na sanar da zuwa, sunana Rakiya Abdulkarim, kuma kana kallon TVC News.
We are bringing the news closer to you. Faster, smarter, and always reliable. And together, we are shaping the future of news for every Nigerian, everywhere, Innovation, connection, and trust. The future of news is here.
TVC News, first with breaking news. And now first in Nigeria with AI news anchors.
Power, politics, and accountability on fireworks. No seat is too high, no question too hard. If they hold an office, they are on the hot seat. If they have power, they answer to the people and answer the hard questions.
Only strong men lead, not weak men who don't have knowledge, who don't have capacity, who don't have access.
This is not just talk. This is fireworks.
Corruption in what? You cannot send your animal to where they train police officers.
No filter, no favoritism, no fear. No holds barred. Unbiased, unafraid, unfiltered.
Why should people elected into office and are being funded by the treasury of the state and then their salary and allowances will be treated in secrecy?
Fireworks, only on TVC News.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to journalists' Hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists on Journalists Hangout. Weekdays from 5 p.m. and on Sundays 1:30 p.m.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take is threat.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the your state capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News, first with breaking news. At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news. At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor.
It's 10 p.m. in Lagos, Nigeria, 10 p.m. in London, 5 p.m. in New York, and 5 a.m. in Virginia. This is TVC News at 10. Our top stories tonight. House of Representatives indicts 31 federal ministries, departments, and agencies of fraud, tasks EFCC, ICPC to recover the misappropriated funds. Troops of Operation Harden Cave foil terrorist attacks in Mungunu and Bitati, kill several insurgents in Northeast. Outside Nigeria, United Nations highest court says countries can sue each other over climate change that is an existential threat. In sports tonight, Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford completes season-long loan move to Spanish champions Barcelona. You're watching TVC News at 10. I am Nifemi Okuntoye. We'll begin with the Green Chamber. From the Green Chamber of the National Assembly, where the House of Representatives has indicted 31 ministries, departments and agencies in the aftermath of the adoption of the report of its Public Accounts Committee on the 2019-2020 Auditor General's reports. The committee uncovered financial irregularities amounting to more than 103.8 billion naira and $950,000. The lawmakers directed the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to recover the misappropriated funds and remit to the Federal Treasury. Chairman of the committee, Bamdele Salam, presented the report for consideration. Among the institutions cited in the 2019 recommendations are the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Bank of Agriculture, the Nigeria Correctional Service, among others. The Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority was directed to retrieve 8 official vehicles and ensure the return of 4 operational vehicles unlawfully retained by the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Well, let's talk to our correspondent, Joke Adisa, who's been following this development. Well, Joke, let us begin with how you think reports of this case fare, especially considering what you've reported in the past, considering similar reports from the House of Representatives. We'll get back to Joke Adisa for more on this story. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the state of Nigerian refineries ahead of their planned sale. Its Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream also dismissed petitions calling for the suspension of the boards of industry regulators, NMDPRA and the NUPRC. Joke Adisa has more.
A number of issues are before the Committee on Petroleum Resources Downstream, which it sets out to address. It has now set up some technical subcommittees to investigate some of these issues. They include allegation of Dangote Refinery's planned takeover of petroleum products transportation and retailing. It also has petitions calling for the sack of the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The decision to set up the subcommittees was taken at the end of an extensive meeting of the committee. The committee says it will investigate the state of Nigerian refineries, especially in the light of plans to sell them off after huge investments in their turnaround maintenance.
The committee resolved to look into the state of the refineries and find out what happened before we even talk about selling it, because we must find out what happened, because all of us celebrated when it started work, and there are people who were responsible for oversighting it from the company as at that moment, and they assured us that everything was going on very well. So we need to know what happened and why is it not running.
The committee further dismissed a series of petitions bordering on the suspension of the boards of industry regulators.
The committee also decided to dismiss the petition calling for dissolution of the NNDPRA and the regulatory body. And this is born out of the fact that we are framers of the PIA. We made those provisions. We created Section 14 sub C that talks about tenure of job.
A technical committee is also to look into areas of possible amendments to the Petroleum Industry Act to strengthen NMDPRA and the downstream sector.
There must be a win-win. But the greatest win will be national interest. How do we ensure energy stability? How do we ensure attraction of foreign investment? Because you cannot be looking for investors, which is increasing today in downstream. Multiple investment is coming both in gas infrastructure, both in petrol refinery, both in petrochemical plants.
Other issues before the lawmakers are allegations and counter-allegations over the continued importation of fuel and protection of local refiners. Others include complaints by relevant unions over fear of monopoly, OVH acquisition, and complaints from NNPC retail outlets. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Still at the Green Chamber, the House of Representatives today held a valedictory session for former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died on 13th of July at a London clinic. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu led the tributes, praising Buhari's integrity, humility and dedication to public service. Lawmakers described him as a principled leader who championed anti-corruption, national unity, and democratic growth. The lawmakers highlighted key laws signed under the Buhari administration, including the Not Too Young to Run Act in 2018, Petroleum Industry and Climate Change Acts of 2021, Electoral and Anti-Money Laundering Acts of 2022, and the 2023 constitutional amendments on prison, railways, and electricity.
Under his watch, 129 bills were signed into law, an impressive legislative record. These were transformative laws that address long-standing challenges and reshape Nigeria's legal framework.
In his own words, I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody. This singular statement captures the essence of service to Nigeria.
President Buhari had his flaws like we all do, but he will continue to be someone we all look up to and someone that we would love to live half of his life.
I align myself with all the statements made, all his achievements. But one basic thing is that we cannot but thank him for leading us well.
He also made a foray into the electoral and democratic reforms, where he signed the Electoral Act 2022, which introduced the electronic transmission of results.
At the Red Chamber, the Senate also paid glowing tributes to former President Muhammadu Buhari, who died earlier this month. The leader of the Senate, Opeyemi Bamidele, moved a motion honoring the former president's distinguished military and democratic service to the nation. The Senate chamber turned into a solemn ground of reflection as lawmakers gathered to honor the life and service of Nigeria's former president, Muhammadu Buhari.
Mr. President, as many of us have said, was a man of integrity. Not only that, he was a very, very humble person.
President Buhari was a man of integrity, a highly principled person who stood by what he believed in, and that was integrity. He never compromised that.
Which was the most elaborate and the most expensive state burial we have ever witnessed since 1960.
There are very few Nigerians who had the privilege and the honor and the mercy and grace that God gave to Buhari to lead and serve a great nation like Nigeria.
The nation will continue to miss the best president for years to come and for generations to come. And I hope we have done enough, but I don't think we will stop honoring him.
Still ahead on TVC News at 10, governors of the All Progressives Congress say the position of the national chairman of the party will be decided at the National Executive Committee meeting tomorrow. That story and more shortly. Stay with us.
Alright everyone, open your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up, and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, that's what we are down with your smile.
In the heart of Africa's largest economy, a silent transformation is unfolding. At the center of it all is Conga Group, an ecosystem of innovation, commerce, and capability.
Our goal was simple yet ambitious: to build robust infrastructure that simply connects our customers and our merchants, offering our customers greater variety while creating wealth and new opportunities for our merchants.
Our edge isn't just tech, it's about national execution every day.
Conga Health, where science meets beauty.
We are the engine behind Conga's nationwide delivery power.
We are redefining commerce in Nigeria, connecting millions of buyers and sellers through a secure, trusted, and scalable marketplace.
Conga Corporates serves the needs of corporates, delivered at the right price, at the right time, with peace of mind. Conga Pay, a fintech built on on integrity for seamless transactions for merchants and everyone. Konga Radio and TV, connecting brands to their target audience and markets.
With Konga, what can't you do? Konga Group, the e-commerce group you trust.
You're watching TVC News at 10. A reminder of our top stories tonight. House of Representatives indicts 31 federal ministries, departments and agencies of fraud. Tasks EFCC, ICPC to recover the misappropriated funds. Troops of Operation Hadinkai foil terrorist attacks in Monguno, kill several insurgents in Northeast. And outside Nigeria, United Nations highest court says countries can sue each other over climate change that is an existential threat. In sports tonight, Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford completes season-long loan move to Spanish champions Barcelona. Troops of Operation Hadinkai have once again demonstrated bravery and professionalism in the ongoing counterinsurgency operations in the Northeast. They successfully repelled multiple infiltration attempts by terrorists in Monguno and Bita, killing several insurgents and recovering weapons. Jesse Tafida has more.
It was a tense moment in Monguno, Borno State, as troops of Operation Hadinkai responded swiftly to an attempted infiltration by suspected Boko Haram and ISWAP fighters. Acting on intelligence, the troops engaged the terrorists, forcing them to retreat. Blood trails were later discovered along their escape path, a sign of heavy casualties. Items recovered include a large cache of ammunition, a rocket-propelled grenade, and magazines. Using superior firepower, they killed several insurgents, including a top commander identified as Ibn Khalid and the group's cameraman. Recovered from the scene were AK-47 magazines and a camcorder believed to contain terrorist footage. Across other parts of Borno and Adamawa states, the military says 17 terrorists were killed in similar operations from the Sambisa axis to Madagali and Kaga local government areas. Troops also seized logistics supplies and motorcycles. The recent gains have earned the troops commendation from military authorities who are urging them to sustain the pressure and maintain operational momentum. The hope is that with sustained effort like these, security can be fully restored in the region. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Let's talk to Jesse Tafida, who joins us on the news now for more on this development. Jesse, what more can you tell us about these coordinated attacks in these communities and how real, how serious were the threats?
Well, Nifemi, I think it's a very good thing the Nigerian Army is doing nowadays, because for the past 3 months, they've recorded a lot of successes in Borno State and across the Northeast region. Now, with the new strategy they've put in place, we see a lot of successes, a lot of terrorists being killed, top commanders being killed, and we have not heard any pockets of attack like other months at the beginning of the year. Now, while speaking with the theater commander of Operation Hadinkai, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, he told me that this success is being attributed to the support they've been getting from the Chief of Army Staff, from the Chief of Defense Staff, from the federal government, in supply of logistics, to the military and morale booster to the frontmen. He notes that they will continue to re-strategize. They will not continue to, use one strategy alone. They are taking now the fight to the insurgents. I'm telling you now that all these returned areas by the state government continue to pick in the pieces of their lives. For Monguno, the terrorists tried severally to infiltrate the town, but the military, with coordinated attack with the Air Force, the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, is a coordinated attack, a joint task force. They continue to repel this attack, and people there are not, afraid, because they are now getting support from the military and other security operatives, and not only in Mongono, and you could see in Bita also, the military have repelled serious attacks and they've killed several insurgents. People are giving kudos to the military, particularly to Operation Hadin Kainifemi.
Any word on casualties on the part of the military or civilians?
We have not recorded any casualty, but some of the troops are wounded, and the theater commander has said that they are receiving treatment, they're responding to treatment, and that has boosted the morale of those in front line to continue the battle against insurgency. And Major General Abdusalam Abubakar assured that this fight will not take long, it will soon be over. Nifemi.
Just it's a fida live for us in Maiduguri. Thank you for the updates there. Governors of the All Progressives Congress say the position of the national chairman of the party will be decided at the National Executive Committee meeting. Briefing newsmen after its closed-door meeting, chairman of the forum, Hope Uzodinma, says the decision will be taken by the NEC on behalf of the convention, according to the party's constitution. He added that consultations are still going on and ultimately the final decision rests with the NEC. The party is expected to have a new national chairman following the resignation of Abdullahi Ganduje as national chairman after 2 years in office.
It is going to be the decision of the National Executive Committee on behalf of convention by the constitution of our party. So it will be premature for anybody to tell it so. Consultations are still going on.
TVC News senior reporter Habida Lawal joins me on the news. It appears the governors are keeping the cards very close to their chest. But what do we expect to determine who emerges national chair this time, Habida?
I would say we have never really guessed this, guessed this tight before in the All Progressives Congress. At least it's barely 24 hours to the National Executive Committee meeting of the APC. It is also the first time the party is having this meeting away from the national headquarters and then moved to the presidential villa. Again, it might be that the party hierarchy and the presidency want it controlled and under wraps. For now, nobody can guess who exactly will be the national chairman of the APC tomorrow. Speaking with Governor Opuzodima, who is the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, he said we should not preempt what will happen in the NEC tomorrow. And there have been so much names flying around in recent weeks. We've had former Governor Al-Makura. We've recently now have Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Netanwe Yewada, who is also poised to be the chairman of the APC. We've had several names flying around in recent weeks. We do not know who exactly the person will be by tomorrow.
There were conversations as to microzoning this position. There were calls for some form of the need to get somebody from the North Central. But precisely, what do you consider the challenges ahead of the next chairman of the APC?
Well, Nifemi, it depends on who the candidate will be tomorrow before we can judge what the challenges will be for this person. But the party will also be looking at its internal affairs issues by tomorrow, because so far, right from its chairman emeritus, Mr. Oyegu, it has changed party chairman more than 4 times. And this is as a result of party internal crisis, which it hopes to now resolve and maintain a consistent chairman, at least allow them finish their tenure, regardless of any internal squabbles, which it hopes to also be able to resolve with internal party mechanism. But then party sources told us that they have been able to microzone the choice of their chairmanship to the North Central, and of course, someone of the Christian background, given the fact that the presidency would like to balance out the religion scale.
Abdullah live for us in Abuja. The Federal High Court in Lagos has struck out an alleged 12.3 billion naira fraud charge against the chairman of Honorwell Group, Oba Otudeko, as well as a former managing director of First Bank PLC, Olabisi Onosoya, and 2 others. This follows an amicable settlement reached among the nominal complainant and the defendants upon the intervention of the Attorney General of the Federation. We have details in this report.
The EFCC had earlier filed the 13-count charge against Oba Otudeko, Bisi Onosonya, as well as the former board member of Honeywell, Soji Akintayo, and the firm Anchorage Leisure Limited, accusing them of obtaining 12.3 billion naira, 5.3 billion, 6.2 billion, 6.1 billion, and another 1.5 billion naira from First Bank under the pretense that the funds were obtained by some firms. But on Wednesday, lead counsel for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Rotimi Oyedepo, SAN, told Justice Chukwujeku Aneke that the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who convened the settlement talks, had decided to withdraw the charges after a thorough review of the various allegations and correspondence from the bank, that the depositors' funds, which is the subject of the charge, have been fully recovered and returned to its treasury. He added that by a letter dated July 21, 2025, First Bank had formally communicated its decision to no longer pursue the allegations against the defendants, and that the AGF considered it appropriate on grounds of justice, public policy, and to prevent abuse of legal process to withdraw the charge, subject to Section 108 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Counsel for the first defendant, Bodiola Nikwekunwesi, and also confirmed to the court that the funds have been fully paid back. Adeyinka Olumide Fushika, SAN, appearing for the second defendant, on his part told the judge that they attended the first meeting with the AGF and were told that the issue was strictly between the nominal complainant and the first defendant. There was no objection to the withdrawal of the charge by the other counsel. Accordingly, the court struck out the charge. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
The federal government has elevated flood prevention to a national security priority with the unveiling of a new anticipatory action framework on floods to move disaster response from reactive to early coordinated response. The new framework, which includes scientific and traditional data gathering methods, triggers for early action, and a consolidated budget for flood response, aims to build resilience in states and communities prone to seasonal floods. Speaking today during the official submission of the draft framework and consolidated budget by the Anticipatory Action Task Force at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Vice President Kashim Shettima said Nigeria must now believe in science and pursue a roadmap for disaster prevention.
We're here to present the anticipatory flood response plan and framework to the Vice President, and it was well taken. We presented the context of the need for us to reduce the losses we've been having over years, the human losses, the material losses, because just last year alone we lost almost $1 billion to flood across the country from agricultural sector alone, apart from human lives and other material losses that we have. So the urgent need for us to respond to the floods, since the cycle of flooding in Nigeria was the paramount reason why we're here. And the report and the framework was well taken, and the budgeting was also well taken, and the content and context of it has already been agreed by the committee that it should be forwarded to Mr. President. So we are hopeful that in near future we will be able to sit down and present the same position to Mr. President.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, in its continuous quest to address challenges in road traffic and safety management, has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigeria Safety Investigation Bureau and the AIG Imokode Foundation. This strategic partnership aims to improve rapid response and joint investigation into road traffic crashes. Senior reporter Celestina Area has more.
The theme for this strategic session is driving change from within, reinforcing integrity, accountability, and performance in the Federal Road Safety Corps. It is aimed at reviewing the Corps' performance and to provide solutions to the various road safety challenges. The Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed reiterated the importance of the session, citing some internal challenges bordering on integrity, efficiency, and operational discipline as reasons for decreased productivity.
As we converge for this high-level strategy session, our consultation must be solution-driven, in line with our commitment to reposition the Corps on the path of accountability and professional excellence. We must deliberate in taking measures designed to key into the renewed urban agenda of Mr. President to improve the welfare of Nigeria through safer highways.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation stated that the session is timely as it resonates the key vision of government, which is to build a culture of responsibility in the system. He urged the participants to embrace this initiative, adding that it would help reduce accidents on road.
It is essential to monitor and evaluate performance in any organization because reviewing performance highlights the weakness and strengths of an organization. It is equally a window for identifying training and other needs for development which are essential to human resource development.
We are safety investigators, non-punitive. We're here to just make safety recommendations to help the road safety do their job effectively and safeguard Nigerian lives. So this is just a step in the right direction for the Federal Road Safety and the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau in improving the quality of lives and travel for Nigerian travelers on the road here.
We are going to put more effort, both the two agencies, interagencies, to make it happen, to make our roads safe for the motoring public to be able to navigate and get to their destination safely.
With these initiatives, the Corps aims to effectively empower its officers for holistic road traffic management in the country. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
Governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu has launched the Produce for Lagos program with a 500 billion naira offtake guarantee fund to drive food security, inclusive prosperity, and sustainable economic growth both in Lagos and across Nigeria. Senior correspondent Adedoja Salam Adene reports.
Lagos, Nigeria's most populous state, is also the country's largest consumer food market, accounting for over 50% of food traded in the southwest. The Lagos food economy is valued at approximately 16.14 trillion naira, according to the state government and industry estimates. Despite this size, nearly 50% of food produced in the state is lost between harvest and market due to poor storage, handling, and inefficient transportation systems. To produce these systemic challenges, the Produce for Lagos program would provide guaranteed takeoff contracts, improve access to financing for food producers, and offer logistics support, all aimed at expanding agricultural outputs and reducing dependence on informal and inconsistent food supply channels.
It's not a subsidy, it's an investment vehicle that will catalyze the private capital. It will stabilize food prices, and it will help completely de-risk agricultural operation across the value chain. What we're doing here is that we're creating a whole new agricultural ecosystem, on one that will rise from the demands of today and of tomorrow to combining a policy that will well focus to creating a financing model that would outlive us.
And the 500 billion naira off-taker guarantee fund, it serves as the anchor that will give off-takers the confidence to buy, farmers the assurance to plant, financiers the boldness to invest, and Nigerians the certainty of daily nourishment.
The show of regional collaboration, the governors of Niger, Taraba, Kogi, and Ogun states were present at the launch to demonstrate their commitment to working with Lagos in scaling food production and supply.
I see this as a mutual investment in people, productivity, and prosperity.
So we support this initiative with 25 billion naira.
In a major boost to the initiative, Tony Elumelu pledged 25 billion naira as a strategic contribution to accelerate the program's rollout. To tackle transportation bottlenecks, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also unveiled a new logistics infrastructure a fleet of 150 LNG and CNG-powered 40-foot cold and dry trucks delivered in partnership with private sector stakeholders.
Thank you very much.
Livestock farmers in Ekiti State and key players in the livestock value chain have been trained on occupational hazards and crisis management. The training put together by the Ekiti State government in collaboration with Livestock Productivity and Resilience Project aimed to equip livestock farmers with knowledge of occupational hazards and their prevention. The State's Commissioner for Agriculture, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, restated the government's commitment and determination to make the work environment safe for farmers in the state. Others at the training emphasized that the training will equip livestock farmers with the required knowledge to avoid hazards and lead to improved food security in the state.
The state governor is doing his best when coming to issues of agriculture in collaboration with the federal government, especially in the area of land clearance, distribution of fertilizer, distribution of the input for the farmers, and engagement of a student in livestock production in Ekiti State.
They are here to benefit a lot because the workshop centers on safety and health management for airpress workers and farmers, because sooner or later we migrate to the field.
So that is why we are here, to ensure that they work safely, they are mindful of what they do, because through work you can sustain injury. Through work you can damage what you design to achieve. So how is work prepared?
I have learned about occupational hazard, health, how we can save ourselves while working on the farm, for both the farmers and the stakeholders. I've learned about how we can make sure what we are doing it well.
A political group in Ondo State, Asiwaju Mandate Group, has promised to deliver the highest votes for President Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. Director General of the political group under the platform of the APC, Muyiwa Ashagunla, spoke at a meeting with coordinators in the 18 local government areas of the state in Akure. He added that the federal government, under the leadership of President Tinubu, appointed 2 substantive ministers, aside from other juicy appointments given to citizens of the state, which made him qualified for support of the entire indigenes. He also says the commissioner representing the state on the board of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Otito Atikase, says the construction of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and the dualization of the Akure-Owo Road are enough to guarantee the re-election of the president.
We had proved the fact that APC is on ground in Ondo State by winning the governorship election, 18-0, by winning the chairmanship election, and assembly, all the elections we've conducted so far. As far as AMG is concerned, we are well focused. We don't want any distraction, and we wouldn't want anything to distract us. Anybody that's supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our friend. Be it the governor, be it other groups that are springing up, provided all of us are working towards the same goal. We have no enemy to fight.
When we are working for the same purpose, why must AMG go and fight TLG? Or why must TLG come and fight the Lucky Boys? Why will GMT come and fight TLG? You understand? So if we work together harmoniously, that is when we can achieve getting maximum vote.
It was a gathering of media veterans, public servants and thought leaders as the 3rd Lateef Jakonde Memorial Lecture held in Lagos with the theme Journalism and Challenges of Nation Building in a Multi-Ethnic Society. Speakers called for a return to professionalism, responsibility and ethical conduct in journalism, especially in today's fast-paced digital era. TVC News senior reporter Ayobide Ajegbe has more.
The event drew industry leaders and government officials, all united in their concern over the growing decline in ethical journalism and public trust in the media.
We have become too respectful, some might say too fearful, and more dangerously too close to public office.
Special advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Bayo Onanuga, lamented the unchecked spread of information through unregulated social media, warning that even trained journalists now fall prey to amplifying misinformation.
We as journalists, we need to really enforce the rules that govern our profession. If you get any piece of information, check. Is it correct? If you keep writing fake news all over the place, one day, with our pen, we set our country on fire.
Representing the governor of Bauchi State, Dr. Aminu Hassan, stressed the deep connection between journalism and public service, referencing the life and legacy of Lateef Jakande, a journalist turned statesman who served with integrity and impact.
There is hardly any profession better suited to train future public servants than journalism. For the journalist is trained to listen, to investigate, to challenge power, and above all, to serve the public interest.
Also speaking at the event, former presidential spokesperson Femi Adesina addressed the credibility crisis plaguing the media, urging regulatory bodies like the Nigeria Guild of Editors to lead reform by example.
We see, without mentioning names, we see things happening in the media. People that are given all sorts of awards. People that we lift up as icons. It shows that there is a lot wrong in the house of the media.
The lecture, held in honor of one of Nigeria's most respected journalists and former governor, served as a powerful reminder that the Fourth Estate remains a cornerstone of democracy, but only if it holds itself to higher standards. Ayomide Ajayegbe, TVC News, Lagos.
Up next is business news with Tolulope Ogunjobi.
Thank you, Nifemi. Philanthropist and chairman of United Bank for Africa, Mr. Tony Elumelu, has supported the Produce for Lagos initiative with a 25 billion naira guarantee, a major effort by the state government aimed at transforming the agricultural sector. The UBA Group chairman made this known while speaking at the launch of the 500 billion naira Produce for Lagos Offtake Guarantee Fund and program, which held in Lagos House. The program is part of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's efforts aimed at ensuring food security and affordability of agricultural productivity across the state.
Agriculture, food system that are very important in helping us take the issue of youth unemployment and rest in peace. What you and your team are doing here and what other governments are doing in the state, collectively, in a few years' time, will help us face the challenge of joblessness of our young ones. We believe that joblessness is a great betrayal of our young people. They shouldn't be jobless. We have arable land administrators to serve. So all of us will work together to make this vision, this initiative a reality. Whatever, Your Excellency, you want us to do as United Bank for Africa, our transport group, at Tony Elumelu Foundation, as SOD will do.
So we'll support this initiative with 25 billion naira.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is intensifying efforts to reposition Nigeria as a global leader in maritime trade and logistics. This was the focus of the higher-level retreat in Lagos, aimed at aligning with the Council's operations with the federal government's blue economic agenda. TVC News senior business correspondent Ifuna Eze reports.
At its 2025 management retreat, themed Achieving Strategic Intent Through Performance Lens, the Nigerian Shippers Council outlined bold steps toward performance-driven reforms in the maritime sector. Director of Strategic Planning, Mr. Rotimi Anifowoshe, described the retreat as a milestone highlighted by the signing of performance bonds and validation of the Council's strategic plan.
Your input today will help refine and finalize a blueprint that will guide our work, inform our decisions, and measure our progress.
Executive Secretary Mr. Payo Sakuta announced an end to paper-based operations, urging a shift to measurable results and strategic alignment with national policy. He revealed the Council will fully deploy its enterprise content management system by December and also unveiled a 5-year roadmap targeting improved port efficiency.
Current cargo dwell time
and vessel turnaround statistics remain unacceptable. We must work to enhance the cargo clearing timelines in Nigeria. Nigerian ports are reduced to match regional benchmarks. The Regulatory Services Department and ICT units are to collaborate with terminal operators and customs to develop an integrated dashboard that tracks real-time vessel cargo processing metrics.
He also addressed stakeholder concerns over plans to increase tariff by terminal operators and shipping lines.
We are looking at both sides. The side where the operational cost has been very excessive in recent time, rising cost in diesel and all of that, which has, actually impacted on the operational cost, which is making the operators to ask for adjustment. No doubt about that. But we also look at the fact that the economy needs to pick up. We need to ensure that the economy picks up with a kind of speed and the GDP is growing at a level that we can achieve the target for the year. So we are considering all of this.
Commending President Bola Tinubu and the Marine and Blue Economy Minister Adigboyega Oyetola visionary leadership, he urged staff to embrace reforms and return with actionable goals. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
And in more news in the world of fast profits and quick wins, entrepreneurs have been advised to uphold integrity and follow the path of hard work to enable them succeed across all facets of life. At a high-impact forum put together by the Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce in Lagos, business leaders, industry players, entrepreneurs gathered to share hard-earned lessons on the role of character, trust and integrity in building lasting legacies in the world of business. During the knowledge-sharing session, the leaders shared stories of not just profit and expansion, but of principles, consistency and commitment to long-term growth and development. Since the establishment in 1977, NBCC has been at the forefront of promoting trade and investment between Nigeria and Britain. The Chamber continually creates value for its members and facilitates business-to-business relationships.
It's about exploring what sustains success. Growth is not merely about size, it's about depth. Sustained success requires consistent value creation, trust, and perhaps, most importantly, the discipline of showing up.
Success that is sustainable is as a result of accumulation of sacrifices, of doing the right thing consistently. Sometimes doing the right thing can be difficult, especially in our environment.
If you talk about, creating wealth, you just need to know that the foundation of it is credibility. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter how much money you earn or you have in a bank, let's say bankruptcy, until people will perceive you and believe you for being credible. And it doesn't come easy. A lot of price has to come with it.
His focus on integrity and credibility is something that actually is profound. They're very profound because without somebody who was an ex-banker like I am, you can't do certain transactions if your credibility is in question. And you could see that throughout his entire career as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, that credibility was top-notch in terms of some of the things that were the fulcrum of his success as an entrepreneur.
Crude oil prices were little changed today after falling for 3 consecutive sessions as the United States tariff deal with Japan improved global trade sentiment. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude fell to $65.11 with a downward price review of 0.31%. Brent crude futures sells for $68.40 with a downward margin of 0.28%. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with a decline of 2.84%. For the OPEC basket, dealers offer $70.65, also down 0.45%. Well, that's business news at 10. Next is sports news after this break. Stay with us.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known, For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century, speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Hello and welcome to Sports Now. The Super Eagles B team intensified preparations for the 2024 African Nations Championship with a training session on Tuesday evening. With the tournament fast approaching, head coach Eric Shell is expected to unveil the final squad soon. The competition is scheduled to take place across Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda this August.
You have to up the ante, you have to up your performance, you have to up your game. And so he's demanding so much from those players, and they have in turn promised him to deliver more as preparations continue for CHAN. Not forgetting the fact that there will be a number of more friendly matches before the tournament will kick off on the 1st of August. I'm talking about the list of players that will prosecute the tournament in Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. And that is still very much in close wraps. The coach is still talking to his assistants. He's still deliberating as regards what player would make the final list, what player would not. So, I mean, it's a dilemma. That's the situation. As a coach, you don't want to find yourself in, especially when you've got a plethora of players in your fold. You just have to make that very tough decision in ensuring that you're making the right decisions and making the right choice as far as the final 23 is concerned.
Now, the management of the University of Jos has reaffirmed the institution's readiness to host the 26th edition of the Nigeria University Games Association Championship, scheduled to take place this November. Our correspondent Funum Joshua reports that the University of Jos is partnering the Plateau State Government, the National Sports Commission, among others, for a successful tournament in the state.
From universities across Nigeria, with admission aimed at the Nigerian University Games. NUGA is a biennial event that brings together student athletes from universities across Nigeria, with admission aimed at integrating sports into education and fostering development through competitions. The University of Jos in North Central Nigeria is the official host of the NUGA Championship for the year 2025. The local organizing committee at this media briefing in Jos reaffirmed its readiness and commitment to host the 26th edition of the Nigerian University Games Championship. The Plateau State government has assured of giving the needed support for the epoch-making tournament in the state.
All efforts are underway to ensure that NUGA 2025 is the most spectacular event ever to hold in the history of NUGA. The University of Jos is able and capable, has the capacity to not only organize this competition, but to open up Plateau State for sports tourism.
We have the responsibility of projecting and promoting our destination positively to the rest of the world.
Our NUGA of so many years ago is no longer the NUGA of today. A lot of things have happened, and we're bringing it back, and we're bringing it back strong, which is why Mr. President have adopted it to support the youth, support the educational system while building the business of sport.
We want to let the world know that UniJos is ready, Plateau State is ready, and also demystify any idea that it is not possible to host the NUGA Games.
If you know very well that Jos have had a history of producing several athletes and celebrities, and I think this is another opportunity again to invest some more and ensure that we have them out there.
The University of Jos says it will soon establish a sport institute offering degrees and diplomas in sport-related fields to professionalize Nigerian sport and the nation's GDP. Funum Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford has completed a season-long loan move to Barcelona. The agreed loan deal is for the 2025-26 season with an option to buy next summer for around £26 million. Rashford will wear jersey number 14 at Barcelona as he hopes to revive his career. The Catalans are expected to cover all of Rashford's wages during the proposed loan move, although they are currently unable to register the forward due to La Liga's financial rules. Barcelona are confident of registering Rashford and their other signings in time for the new season. And Arsenal's pre-season tour began with a 1-0 victory over AC Milan in Singapore as Bukayo Saka made an encouraging start to the new campaign. Saka's second-half goal, converted at the back post, was enough to secure victory for our Arsenal team that featured new signings Christian Norgard, Martin Zubimendi and Kepa Arrizabalaga. Mikel Arteta also handed first-team appearances to two 15-year-olds, with forward Max Dorman and defender Maus Salmon both coming off the bench in the second half.
I hope everyone enjoyed the game today and also the penalty kicks, and I hope AC Milan come to the next year here.
Already in African women's basketball champions, the Tigers have paid a courtesy visit to the leadership of the National Sports Commission ahead of their title defense at the 29th Women's Afro Basketball Championship. The team was hosted in Abuja on Tuesday by the NSC chairman Malam Shehu Diko and the Director General Honorable Bukola Olokpade. The Tigers, who have emerged victorious in the last 4 editions of the Continental Showpiece, were warmly received and celebrated by the Commission for their consistency and excellence on the African stage. The 29th edition of the Women's Afro Basketball will feature 12 countries battling for continental glory. Nigeria heads into the tournament as the defending champions, having defeated Senegal 84-74 in the 2023 final in Rwanda. With our sports now, Nifemi returns with the rest of the stories.
Well, thanks for staying with us, everyone. Outside Nigeria, a landmark decision by a top UN court has cleared the way for countries to sue each other over climate change, including over historic emissions of planet-warming gases. The judge at the International Court of Justice in The Hague today said the untangling which part of the climate change could be difficult. The ruling is non-binding, but legal experts say it could have wide-ranging consequences. To be seen as a victory for countries that are very vulnerable to climate change, who came to court after feeling frustrated about lack of global progress in addressing the problem. The unprecedented case at the International Court of Justice was the brainchild of a group of young law students from low-lying Pacific islands in the front lines of climate change who came up with the idea in 2019. News just in now, President Bola Tinubu has met with governors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress at the State House in Abuja. The meeting ended moments ago, and it's ahead the National Executive Committee meeting of the APC tomorrow, which is expected to fill the next chairman of the APC at the national level. And that's the news tonight, everyone. For more updates, visit our website, tvcnews.tv. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube. It's TVC News Nigeria. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.
In a world where news never sleeps, we're taking a giant leap into the future. We at TVC Communications are proud to introduce a new era in news broadcasting. But first, let me introduce my special friend, Olamide AI. Hi, Olamide Human. Is it time to come out yet? Yes, indeed it is. And you can bring your friends along. Meet our new AI anchors, speaking your language and sharing your stories. From English, good day. These are the news headlines, to Pidgin.
Better country people, on a good evening.
Yoruba.
Ekaro, Ekodede Asikoni, Shedadalabayi.
Igbo.
Ndewo, Auto Innovation. Ahambu Obada Samson Ejiro.
And Hausa.
Mutane na sanar da zuwa, sunana Raki Abdulkarim kuma kana kallon TVC News.
We are bringing the news closer to you. Faster, smarter, and always reliable. And together, we are shaping the future of news for every Nigerian, everywhere. Innovation, connection, and trust. The future of news is here.
TVC News, first with breaking news. And now first in Nigeria with AI news anchors.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I am sure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello and thank you for joining us on the Wednesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I am Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, Governor Uba Sani hands over houses to victims of banditry. Lawyer described Natasha Akpoti-Uduagan's invasion of National Assembly with touts as a lawless act. Explains why Kogi Senator cannot enforce court judgment. And later on the show, Senate dismisses reports on new states hold special tribute for former President Buhari. Well, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Utitoju and Adewale Adeoye. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani on Monday inaugurated newly built homes for victims of banditry under the Phase 1 of the Kata Sanabil project, a partnership between the Kaduna State government and the Kata charity. The project, which also includes a school, a clinic, and a shopping complex, is aimed at restoring dignity and rebuilding lives of families affected by years of insecurity in the state. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Governor Sani declared the initiative as one of the most meaningful actions of his administration. The houses distributed to families who lost loved ones to banditry are part of a broader rehabilitation plan the governor described as a bold gesture of solidarity. He emphasized that the homes are not merely physical shelters, but symbols of restored dignity and hope. Lupe Assam has the story.
In a significant step towards rebuilding lives in Kaduna State, President Bola Tinubu launched the first phase of Qatar Charity Housing. The initiative, a collaborative effort between Kaduna State Government and Qatar Charity, is designed to resettle internally displaced persons by providing them with secure and sustainable housing. The first phase includes the construction and allocation of 50 fully furnished houses to families affected by insecurity in the state. Representing President Tinubu, the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu highlighted Kaduna's recovery efforts as a model for other states, noting that the project aligns with broader national goals of fostering peace, security and development.
It is intelligence-led, community-driven, and rooted in the understanding that sustainable peace must be cultivated, not imposed.
Governor Obasani also commended Qatar Charity for its partnership and unwavering support in tackling humanitarian challenges in the state. He announced that additional projects, including more housing units and livelihood support programs, are in the pipeline to further address the needs of displaced communities.
From day one of this administration, we resolved to not only restore order, but to rebuild lives. It represents more than construction. It is a bold gesture of solidarity. The project encompasses two transformational arms: the development of an economic city and the provision of mass housing for the less privileged. Together, these efforts are projected to directly impact over 500,000 underserved and vulnerable citizens in our state. The Qatar Sustainable Project represents a landmark moment in our journey toward inclusive, sustainable development in Kaduna State. Our partnership with Qatar Charity Foundation is built on the foundation of mutual trust, shared values, and a deep commitment to uplifting the most vulnerable in our society.
Gratitude to His Excellency, the President, and to our estimated Governor for their continued support of this noble effort. And for good news, inshallah ta'ala, we'll start second phase for this project, and also next month we'll start 400 borehole in all local government in Kaduna State. Thank you, Excellency.
The event culminated in a symbolic handover ceremony where keys to the new homes were presented to the beneficiaries. Additionally, tricycles were distributed to other vulnerable residents to support their livelihoods. The beneficiaries expressed gratitude, noting that the initiative will provide them with a fresh start and renewed hope for the future. Lupe Assam, TVC News, Kaduna.
All right, thank you, Lupe Assam. I've been excited since morning when I heard this story. This is good news report. Exactly.
These are the kind of things that we want.
Exactly.
Let the people suffer the pains of banditry, the pains of terrorism. Let them feel that they are not forgotten.
Absolutely.
Let them see signs that, yes, even though government could not stop those adversities from happening, government has not totally neglected them. And we've been told now that in the second phase, there will be more buildings, more schools, more health centers. This is what we want. This same governor, you need to go to a place called Tudumbiri in Kaduna, where the Nigerian Army inadvertently dropped some bombs on people and killed more than 80 persons. You won't recognize the place. Because Governor Obasani has started the road leading to the place. The place is looking beautiful. They are building new houses now for them because the Vice President came and made a promise that, look, we are going to build houses for you. You know, look at what the NSA said about this governor. Your Excellency, the people's governor, under your stewardship, Kaduna is transforming from an epicenter of violent attacks to a model of stability and peace. Kaduna State is on the path of full recovery. It is clear that fresh air is blowing through Kaduna State. You are wiping tears of victims of extreme violence, reconciling communities, giving everybody a sense of belonging. We are proud to call ourselves indigenes of Kaduna. Kaduna State is safe. Things have changed. You are different, and we are proud of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is just the truth. I was in Kaduna for 3 weeks doing some documentaries.
Yes.
I can attest to the fact that good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
And I want to encourage the governor to continue to do things like this. You leave one in the hearts of the people when you truly work for them.
True. True. I mean, Adewale Adeoye, the governor is setting a good example with this gesture, isn't it?
I think it's one of the shiny examples in the country. And I'm happy because he's from a human rights background. In the past, we have had people from human rights, they don't do anything. They just, just about rhetorics. But you can see that he has, transformed his rhetorics into practice.
People-centered governance.
You can see that it's really, working out there as a vision. You see, even apart from banditry, the Kaduna people have become so divided along ethnic and religious lines until it came. Southern Zaria, the unity that used to be there before disappeared. But now, even when you see postings by people from Southern Zaria, from Kaduna, commending the governor, both Christians and Muslims, things that are absent in the past.
True.
And the kind of violence that we used to witness, especially in 2022, that in March, about 200 armed men invaded Kaduna Tamak. The following month, they attacked rail station, killed 10 soldiers. Those things have, really drastically been reduced. So I think we have a government that is very serious, that is committed to bringing the glory of Kaduna back. Kaduna used to be the capital, the pride.
I think you can set a precedent for other northern states, grappling with insecurity.
So I think it's just 2 years, in power, and we have seen this transformation going on, almost every month. So I'm really happy for him. And there's also this 500,000 housing units that is working alongside the Qatar. Qatar is just about 3 million people, but there's a kind of bilateral relation between Kaduna and that country. So I'm really happy, and I think it has brought hope to a lot of us, not just to people of Kaduna alone. So I'm glad.
I mean, that's a governor that thinks about the people first. Yeah. Beautiful one. Congratulations to the people of Kaduna, and bigs to the governor as well. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. Suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduor has been accused of seeking to eat her cake and still have it by appealing the July 4th judgment of a federal high court in Abuja and still attempting to enforce the same judgment. A senior lawyer, Ken Harris, made this observation while reacting to Akpoti-Oduor's invasion of the National Assembly on Tuesday, July 22nd, claiming to want to enforce the judgment of the Federal High Court, which she claimed ordered her recall. Harris wondered if taking the law into one's hands, as shown by Akpoti-Oduor's conduct on Tuesday, is the right way to enforce a judgment. The senior lawyer recalled that Akpoti-Oduor filed an appeal against the judgment about a week ago, faulting the judgment and praying the Court of Appeal to set it aside. Harris, who queried the rationale behind Akpoti-Oduor's decision to invade the National Assembly on Tuesday, July 22nd, sought to know what the judgment she's seeking to enforce. I mean, Mikhail, first of all, the drama that happened yesterday, how would you describe what transpired, at the National Assembly complex yesterday?
I just see it as a senatorial content creation. That's it. Senatorial content creation. First and foremost, I don't think we've ever had a senator like Natasha. Never in this country. Never. Because we are told that she's a lawyer. Courts implement their own decisions. Bailiffs will go and ensure that the judgment of the court is implemented. Police, it is not the plaintiffs that implement their judgment in their favor. You understand? So what she did is an illegal thing. Anybody can gather a band of touts In fact, it's so cheap these days to gather people and so you follow me to. People are hungry. So even some of the people who are not hungry, they are greedy. Some people have some money, but they can still follow you for just 2,000 naira. So I'm not even impressed.
Exactly.
All she's trying to do is to arouse public sentiment and all that. But she knows in her heart that what she's doing will amount to nothing. If I was in the leadership of the Senate, she will not get past the first gate. She will not get past this first gate. But they knew that, look, this is just impotent grandstanding, because plenary was on, she couldn't get inside. What is the essence of this whole content creation? On the day that you were asked to move away from your originals, you are not the only one.
That's true. That's true.
Others were affected.
That's true.
Others were affected. And we've seen very big people in the Senate have their seats moved. Former governors.
So she's not the first.
She's not the first. There is no order. And I repeat, any lawyer who says that there is a binding order, honestly, they need to take that lawyer's certificate, because it's a disgrace to the profession.
That's the argument out there.
There's a disgrace to the profession, because a lawyer must know the difference between a judge's opinion, which is called obiter dictum, and an order. The language of an order is explicit, is definitive, everyone will know.
Assertive.
Even in that same judgment, where the court ordered her to pay
the fine,
did they just say, I believe you, Natasha, should pay? Was that the way it was?
That was not the language.
Now, for even some of the so-called lawyers who are a disgrace to their profession, who are saying that the order is binding, I have key Supreme Court cases that affirm that a judge's opinion expressed in person is not binding. The first one, Adegoke Motors Limited versus Adesoya, 1989. Is there in the Nigerian Weekly Law Report. In this landmark case, the court defined obiter dictum and emphasized its non-binding nature, stating that such comments are remarks made in passing and do not constitute the law. The judgment also cautioned against quoting these statements without considering the underlying facts. The second one, Okafo versus Nweke, 2007, Weekly Law Report again. This decision explicitly held that obiter dictum is not binding and does not constitute precedent. 3. Eba versus Ogodo, 1984, Supreme Court. The Supreme Court reiterated that obiter dictum is not law and cannot be cited as binding authority. 4. Unzom versus Efika, 2010. Again, the Supreme Court reaffirmed the position that obiter dictum lacks binding authority. 5. Udelibia versus Udedibia, 2009. 14, Weekly Law Report. Ogboru versus Uduahan, 2011. In both cases, the Supreme Court affirmed that obiter dictum is non-binding precedent. Today, as I was preparing for this program, I went to Ogunbiyi versus the state, 1999, Weekly Law Report. And the Supreme Court said it is the ratio decidendi of a case that is binding on lower courts, not the obiter dictum, however tempting they must be. So there's a difference between a recommendation and an order. No lawyer, what is salt, what the gown that he wears up and down, will say that a recommendation by a judge, the opinion of a judge, because look, this judge felt that the Legislative House's powers and privileges Act 2018, she knows that it empowers the Senate, the National Assembly, to come up with their own rules to govern the conduct of their members. But Section 14 of that Legislative Houses Powers and Privileges Act 2018 provides that a legislative house may suspend a member for misconduct, but it does not prescribe the maximum punishment. So this is where it does not prescribe the suspension period, the maximum suspension period. And that was why the judge said that the Senate has the power to amend its rules so that punishment can be proportionate to the offense committed. This judge said that a lot of the people making so much noise on social media and peddling ignorance all over the place, they've not read this judgment. They've not read it. I've read the judgments. I've read not just the CTC. I've read the full judgment. I've read the appeal, of Natasha. I've read the cross appeal by the Senate. I was surprised that a lawyer, an old lawyer, was saying that why should the Senate go to court if it feels that that order was not binding on it? And I said, oh my God. The way to know why the Senate went to court is to read their cross appeal. Read the grounds of appeal. I mean, we should stop this whole drama. Absolutely. It's not Nigeria has not suddenly. Oh, is it because Facebook now pays for content that we are just creating content all over the place? You see, women these days, they open their underwear for people to see because Facebook has started paying for content. Something is wrong with us.
Okay, all right.
And even